For the Love of Rob podcast, I'm here with a special guest, my first cousin, my big cousin. How you doing today, Tremaine?
We good, baby. We good. Enjoying everything, enjoying the moment, enjoying our grandmother's 90th birthday.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're good, man. We're always good. Our family is always good.
We're just gonna start off the podcast, off the rip. How is your love life?
My love life's great. I have a lady that's been in my life for a long time. It's one of those things where you lost love and you found it again. And when I say that, we were high school sweethearts. And, if we went on about our lives. I had my kids, she had her kids, and we came back together and we talked. And from that point on, it went from there. And yeah, I'm here now with her right now. It's been 3 years, going on 4.
I love to hear that, man. First off, I love to see my big cousin, my first cousin, happy. Right? That's
Oh,
what means
yeah.
everything to
Yeah,
me.
most
At the end of the
definitely.
day, love is always gonna win, right?
Yeah.
And so, being in such an amazing relationship, can you give me any advice, right? One piece of advice as a single man looking for the right person for me, right? What
Oh.
single piece of advice could you give me?
Oh yeah. I think the most important thing in a relationship or what you're looking for, don't go out there looking for something that's skimpy. You're clubbing, even in a bar, they could come in with nice hair, lovely locks, whatever, pulled back, dressed to impress. Those are the ones that are looking for attention. You don't want the one that looks for attention. You want the one that needs attention.
That's deep.
And the
I like
next
that.
thing you know, you'll see her and you won't even know it. The one that looks at you and cuts her eye once or twice, she's not in short shorts. She's not something that's revealing. Generally, that's the one you want to speak with.
Absolutely.
And she's going to give you the conversation that you want, or at least you can give her a conversation to open up a bit.
Absolutely.
So you don't want the one that's sitting there and dressed to impress. We get that all day. You get that on TikTok. You get it on YouTube.
That
you get it on
is so
Facebook.
true.
You
All
get
over
all
social media.
and you be
Yeah.
like, dang, it's just. Yeah, you see it every day, but it's few and far between.
Absolutely.
But none of that matters. The one that matters, you will find when you see him, and it's not going to be the attire you think.
Exactly. See, I love that. What I want to ask you is, you're pretty hip to how women are these days, right? Because of your sons,
Right.
right? And then, of course, like, I'm not saying that you're just older, but it's just a different generation.
Yes, it is.
Right?
It's a different generation.
What is the
yes.
biggest difference you've seen from the generation of women in your generation compared to these days? What's one of the biggest differences that
Well,
you've seen?
I can tell you right now, the biggest difference in our generation and what's going on now is that we actually went out to see how this person looked. We went out and saw how they were dressed, how they carried themselves. They had makeup on, they didn't, whatever. You knew that through
Right
vision.
then and there. Yep.
Now, you don't know what's going on. Because for one, who you're following, who you may be even to go meet, they have their best there.
Absolutely.
And that could have been 2 years ago, and you were 125 pounds then. Now you're 200. So that's the biggest difference there. If you're going to go out and meet somebody, go meet them physically. Don't depend on the internet. Don't depend on the Facebook, the Snapchat, the TikTok, the YouTube. Don't depend on any of that. Go and find what you want for yourself. Quit
In
depending
person.
on the internet to get you what you want.
That's deep. Because
know?
these days, 100%, we got dating apps. We have all type of
Exactly.
things. So much access to women on the internet.
Exactly. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, the access you have to them, yeah, is real, but who's real on the other end? You never know.
You could put up a front the entire time.
You never know. Just like if this thing was so real, why do they have an episode called Catfish where these guys are making
my
millions off of somebody that's portraying themselves as someone else?
Absolutely.
Makes no sense at all. Why can't you be catfished? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, go to a bar, hang out, see what's going on. Hey, it could be at a gas station. You could get a group of girls or a group of guys, and y'all can say, "Hey, let's go out and do what not? Where y'all going?
And
Where
that's
y'all
face to
headed?"
face. There's
That's
no
face to face.
catfish.
There's nothing, and you don't have to have any interaction with any of them. But you're having a good time, and you're getting to know somebody. You can't know nobody online if you're sitting there, not really knowing who it is.
Absolutely.
So-
So I want to ask you this, right? You have 2 sons,
Yes.
right? Teenagers,
Yeah. 20 and 18.
20 and 18. I want to ask you, how do you, knowing how the women are these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how this dating generation and everything, what's some advice that you give them to help them out on a journey of finding love and dating and things like that? What's some advice that you give your sons?
Stay offline.
Stay offline.
Stay offline.
Do you think they're gonna do that?
I'm sure they won't, but as a father, you can instill anything in them. But will they follow? If I tell you don't smoke weed, if I say don't smoke cigarettes, if I say don't drink, you bear the consequences because I've told you so. If I tell you stay offline, look for someone. It's the same thing. You're either going to listen or you're not. So if you listen, so be it.
Exactly.
But if you don't, I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I can't tell them to say what to say with a woman
Absolutely.
or individual. That's something they have to do on their own. Because as good as a person that I am and a father I am to them, you should have learned something. Now, if you can approach a woman the way you need to, and from what I taught you, okay, something's wrong. But if you go out there and you be a dog or talking to them crazy just like somebody else would because they think they're whole because of how they're dressed and whatever, that's you,
Gotcha.
But you can only apply what they want to learn.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up, Tremont, man. You've been giving amazing insight, man, and I ain't gonna lie, this mean a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? To hear my older cousin just break down, how you feel when it comes to love, dating, and relationships. And we all know relationships can be pretty hard, right? They're not easy.
No,
I
there's
wanna-
nothing easy about it.
Exactly. So my last question before we go, I want to ask you, when you're in a relationship, right? When things get tough, what's the main thing that a man can do to make sure everything goes from tough to smooth?
Don't take your problems into the next day. That is the simplest thing to do. If y'all go to bed mad because you didn't put the clothes in the dryer, or okay, well I meant to do that, but you didn't cook either, or you didn't cook what I wanted, you know what I'm saying? And you both don't wake up like that. Don't wake up like that. Start over. Yeah, if you didn't cook what I wanted, okay, fine. Wake up in the morning and make breakfast or say, come on, let's go get something to eat this morning, or make the coffee, do something to please him. Do something to please her also. If you didn't put those clothes in the dryer that night, wake up in the morning and do it. Or let alone in my situation, it's gonna stay on my head, so I'm gonna go do it that night. I'm gonna do it that night. But you wake up in the morning with no regrets. That's the biggest thing in a relationship.
Absolutely.
You wake up with no regrets. You wake up not, like just per se. I have a 2-year-old with the love of my life. And if I go to bed angry because I don't have work clothes for that Monday, guess what? I'm not gonna wake up that next morning doing that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put on the cleanest pair I have and go to work because I'm gonna get dirty anyway.
Absolutely.
But I can guarantee you this. She'll have the rest of my work clothes ready to go for the rest of the week. And you know what? I'm good with that, but at the same time, I knew that night I shouldn't even went there because I'm a grown man. I could have done that myself, even if I had to stay up to 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't put all my trust and faith in one person.
Exactly.
One thing, podcast, you have to do is keep that faith and trust in yourself. When that falls off and you put it into somebody else, that's when things get ugly. Don't think because you have a significant other, they're supposed to do everything. Man or woman, you still do what you do. Never lag, never let go, and keep going. And I promise you, you will succeed. You will be there for yourself and her.
You got to love yourself before you get into anything, right?
Yes.
You got to love yourself,
Yes.
and you just got to keep
Love
that
yourself.
same
Push.
energy.
Push.
Exactly.
No
Because all
matter
that
what.
does is when you get together, now all of a sudden it just makes everything better.
Everything's driven.
I ain't gonna lie, I love what you're saying, man. I think a lot of people gonna really feel what you're saying.
Oh yeah, I want more of it. You know, this is my younger cousin, y'all. I love him to death. You know, so one of my favorites, one that took a lot of advice from me at a younger age.
Absolutely.
You know, and he rolled with it, and he's doing his thing, and to me, he's the most. He's the best at what he does in my eyes. He's driven. He's definitely driven. You know, so y'all keep in touch with him. Check everything out, and I promise you, you're gonna get a little bit more. I'm good, but you're gonna get better.
Man, I appreciate you, man, for real. You're a real one. For the Love of Rob podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let them know, Tremont.
Yes, sir. Like, comment, subscribe. Hey, he's here. We here. We family.
You know the
Yeah.
vibes.